Okay, so let's discuss now the competition. So your mission for the next week and a half is to identify a specific healthcare problem. So this is really broad, right? It can be anything to do with healthcare. And we want you to build a functional AI prototype to solve it, right? Now, teams will showcase their project with a 5 to 7 minute video pitch that must feature a working demo. Okay, so we'll talk through the requirements there. There'll be cash prizes for first, second, and third prize. Now, in terms of requirements, I've just got a duplicate slide there. In terms of requirements, so the problem can be anything related to healthcare, okay? Now, if you're not sure, please check with us, okay? Hopefully, whatever you're tackling is just healthcare or medical in some way, right? But if you're not as sure, do just reach out to us. This can include things like medical education or medical research as well, right? So it doesn't have to be just purely clinical stuff. The video length has to be strictly be between 5 and 7 minutes, okay? All team members have to participate in the video. So we need to hear the voice of all team members in the video itself. And then the submission video has to have a demo of something, okay? And so that demonstration can be quite broad. It could be a working prototype, something you vibe coded, even if it's just basic functionality. It could be a screen recording of your tool in use. It could be interactive mock-ups, right? Like even just, some wireframes on Figma or, some designs or something. It can just be code execution with some sample outputs if it's an AI thing. Or it could be something even no code, right? So it doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to see that you've built something functional, okay? And if you're unsure again, please check with us, right? Because we don't want to disqualify you just because you kind of didn't do this. All right, in terms of the video structure, these are just recommendations, but this is what we'd expect to see. So we expect to see kind of roughly a minute or so on the problem, right? So what is the unmet clinical need? What is the problem, the population, the pain, and the outcome? And we're going to be looking at this very carefully, okay? We want to understand your solution. So what did you build? How does it work? Then you have a couple of minutes for a demo. And then we want to understand a bit more about how you thought about implementation and feasibility, right? So what are the barriers you're actually going to run into, for example, if you try and deploy this? How would you actually deploy the solution in the real world? Why would it work? Why would it not work, right? We don't care if, there might be many reasons why it would not work, but we want to hear about it, right? And how you're going to actually overcome them. And then finally, next steps. What are clear and concrete steps to make this project into a reality? What are the next things you'll do in the next 3 to 6 or 12 months? Right, in terms of scoring criteria, we're going to release this on the Discord as well. But 30 points, so it adds up to 100. 30 points will be for problem identification. 30 points will be for the solution. 15 points will be how novel or innovative your solution is. 15 will be on potential for impact, so how good of a problem, what is the impact of the solution likely to be, is it likely to be meaningful for healthcare? And then 10 points is just on how clearly we actually understand your presentation, right? Like how, do we have any major kind of key questions? Now, parallel to this as well is another social competition, which we mentioned, right? So this competition is designed so that you can meet other people from other universities, right? And so this one here is you have to do a 3-minute video submission, so a much shorter one. You have to work in a team of 3, each from 3 different countries. And you have to pick one healthcare challenge, right? So for example, like access, cost, quality, education, or whatever, and discuss how it shows up differently in your 3 countries, okay? And so there'll be prizes for that one as well. Okay, in terms of the competition timeline, the 5th of December, okay? There will be a video submission deadline. I believe that's next Friday, right? At 9 p.m. Australian time for both competitions, okay? So both the social competition as well as the main competition. For the social competition, we're going to have a Discord channel so that people can find teams, okay? We'll then announce finalists a day later, so we just need 24 hours to judge it. And then on the 7th of December, we're going to have live finalist presentations, okay? So some of the top teams are going to be selected. They're going to present live. So the live presentation will be a much shorter pitch, so 2 to 3 minutes, because all of us would have viewed your videos already. And then we're going to have a bunch of questions and answers, okay, for you. And then we'll have a closing ceremony. Okay, any questions? Otherwise, that is it for me, and I'll pass over to James. All right. Awesome. Any questions about the competition? No, really? No?
Do you guys have your teams, or have you guys reached out to your team members? So in terms of teams, if your teammates are unresponsive, let us know, so we can rejig the teams if people drop out, sort of thing.
Yeah, perfect.